No more walking on eggshells. I was done trying to avoid collisions. If not, then we're going to have the collision of all collisions. This was the truth that I could not avoid anymore. Stop tolerating bullshit in your life or in your marriage. Well, something had to give. I was pissed. I was tired of being ignored, tired of the bullshit. And so on August the 24th, 2022, 3 years ago, I wrote down in my journal, in my prayer stack, time for some therapy, or something's got to give. I'd given her time. Just to give you a little bit of context, this was nearly a month after she had walked out because of a big disagreement that we had had about our business. And then a couple of weeks later, she had come back, but we were just housemates. And it was nearly a month now of me trying to reconcile, of trying to have productive communication, and nothing was going to change by just continuing to wait. And I had decided I'd given her time. I'd given her time to come around. I'd given her time to start letting stuff go, to get over it, but nothing was changing. And so I had decided I would no longer just sit there and be treated like an unwelcome squatter in my own home. No more walking on eggshells. I was done trying to avoid collisions. I was done trying to make her happy. If we were going to move forward, the truth had to be faced head on. My name is Kevin Ray Ward, the founder of Divorce to Victory, and when my marriage was collapsing 3 years ago, this is how I processed. This is how I coped. I journaled every day. And during the period of about 6 months trying to save my marriage, and then as I went through my divorce, I journaled over 1,500 pages, just every day, processing, making decisions, trying to figure out what to do, and how to deal with a marriage that essentially was dead. It had no pulse. It was on life support. And so in this series of Diary of a Divorce, I am opening up these pages in my diary, and I'm reading them to you unfiltered, unedited, except for a few name changes or just not using names to protect anybody that I don't want to hurt. But it's unedited, it's raw, it's real, and after I share with you what I wrote on this day, August 24th, 2022, I'm then going to share the lessons that I learned through this process and through this particular journal entry, and hopefully lessons that can help you if you're a man who's found yourself in the divorce pit at this time. So here it goes. Time for some therapy, or something's got to give. August 24th, 2022, Redondo Beach, California. Who or what are you stacking? So stacking is what I call these journal. It's called prayer stacking. My mentor, Garrett J. White, is the one that taught me or gave me this tool of guided journaling. So who or what are you stacking? My wife and our marriage. So in this moment, what has triggered you to pray? This is pure bullshit. What triggered me today? There's plenty. She's been giving me the cold shoulder the last few days since my event. Before that, I felt like she was warming up to me, being nice. But now I'm like the unwanted yard guy intruding in her space in my house while she wears a big fuck off sign around her neck. I will not put up with this. I will not accept this as our relationship. I hate confrontation, but there is no choice. Because if I don't confront this bullshit now, she will not say anything for days. I'll be nice to her, but no thank you. Greet her, no response. Ask her how she's feeling, fine. I'll ask her if she needs anything, no. And then I'll go about my business, why not? She's virtually ignoring me the entire time. Oh, she asks, will you take out the trash, please? That happened tonight. At least she said please. And for a brief moment, at least I wasn't ignored. Her daughter was coming over, so she comes downstairs and cooks dinner. Seriously? You're cooking dinner now? Earlier, you told me you felt too bad to go out to eat, and then an hour earlier when I got home, you felt too bad to even eat anything at home. You just said you wanted to stay in bed and sleep, I guess. And so she had been sick and had COVID, not bad, but she was still feeling bad. Anyway, I asked you if you wanted or needed anything. You answer, no, I'm fine. Do you want some water? You replied, no, I'll get it as you go downstairs. Don't worry about it. Seriously? You're too sick to eat, but you won't even ask me to get you some water? And when I offer, you basically say, I'll get it and fuck you. You say, what's that smell? It's the bouquet of red roses I had delivered to you today to tell you that I love you. Will you please move them? The smell is making me nauseous. And so I move them. No thank you. No, they're pretty. Nothing. Which feels like another fuck you. A personal gesture of love that feels like it was just shoved back in my face. So I take the flower downstairs back to the kitchen island, knowing that she will probably not touch them or even read the note. And in a few days, she'll throw them away. What's the point? She had COVID. I get it. We can't go to Spain. She says she's been really feeling bad, sick bad, and all weekend she stayed in bed. I leave her alone and just ask her if there's anything she needs multiple times a day. She always says she needs nothing. But then today, I leave the house before she is awake, so I text her, "Good morning, babe." A while later, she replies, "Good morning." So I order a bouquet of roses to be delivered before noon. Nothing from my wife. This afternoon, she finally texts me again, but nothing about the roses, but only to tell me that she tested negative for COVID. Well, that's good. Want to go have sushi for dinner to celebrate? She says we can. And then she says, I'm still feeling very weak, so I want to see how I feel later and then decide. No problem, whatever you feel up to. On my way home, she texts me, "I don't think I can eat." No problem. Then we have the evening I just described above. She's too weak to do shit, and certainly nothing happy. No smile, no questions, no conversation, no greeting. And then her daughter's coming, and suddenly she's Little Miss Homemaker, making dinner and still downstairs visiting with her daughter, laughing, talking, more conversation with her daughter in the last hour than with me in the last week. Fuck it. I love you, I want to be with you, but I'm going to keep living my life while you hold on to your hurt feelings and pent-up feelings and suppressed anger. Your daughter comes over, and you put on this bullshit mask like everything is fine. You may be okay living a fake bullshit existence in front of your family, but I am not. It's time we hook up with that therapist you said you found. Describe your feelings. I'm pissed, irritated, angry, guilty. I want God to know, God, I hate this feeling. I hate living like this. I hate being ignored. I hate being treated like the paid help. I hate being disrespected. I hate bullshit. I hate the hypocrisy of her being one way when it's just me and another way when her daughter is here. And I hate being around someone so determined to be miserable around me, so determined to hold on to this. She has told me multiple times that she will never forgive me for removing her as CEO. She said she can't trust me. She said she doesn't think she will ever be able to trust me again. So besides the fact that this is utter BS, I will not live my life like this. So now she gets to decide what she wants to do, because I am moving forward and living and building a great life. If she wants to work on it to fix it, I am all in. If not, then we're going to have the collision of all collisions. It is time to go see that therapist. Schedule it this week, and we're not going to Spain. God, I accept the responsibility for creating this situation by my failure to lead in the past and to take control of our business before. Now this is huge, because this is part of the hardest part of this journey, was owning my own responsibility for what brought us to this place. So I'm going to read that again. I said, I accept responsibility for creating the situation by my failure to lead in the past and to take control of our business before. My wife worked her butt off for our company. She was loyal and committed and poured her heart into it. She didn't always enjoy it, but she embraced it. She was loyal and dependable as my biggest fan who always had my back. But for all the reasons that I've stacked before, that wasn't enough to take our company into the future where we need to grow. There were too many areas that we didn't agree, and we weren't going to agree, and I saw it all the time. I made the right decision for our company and for our marriage, and I believe in the long run it will prove to be the best decision for her. God, I am tired of living this way. I want to begin working toward resolving this conflict now and never go back to the old way of avoiding. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell her to schedule an appointment with that marriage therapist she found. I don't want to share this stack with her, because I think it will just piss her off and make her angrier for a few more days and alienate her even more. I will probably keep this to share with her in therapy, where she can hear it better and where she is supported. God, okay, Father, what do I need to do? I don't even want to ask, because I'm afraid I won't like the answer. But what do I need to do? Do I share the stack with her tonight? God, no. Not if you're going to get set up with a counselor right away. In that space, she will hear it better and will have someone else to help her receive it without taking it as an attack. but do not delay to see a therapist for both of you. Me, do I ask her to schedule it tomorrow with the therapist that she found? God, yes, that's fine, but make sure it gets done tomorrow. If not, you do it. She must see that you take this seriously and you will follow through. She is watching everything that you do. Me, what about the meditation retreat I'm planning and my talk with Virgil tomorrow? I'm assuming he's going to ask me to pay him tomorrow. This is going to piss my wife off like crazy. What do I do? God, are you committed to going? I have opened this door for you with Garrett. Remember, I told you that earlier this week. Me, yes, I am committed to going. This is the door you were talking about? God, it is the next door, yes. Wow. Me, wow. Okay, I'm excited to go with Garrett and Sean. This is the kind of association I need to force me to continue to rise. Thank you for opening that door. God, so follow the path. You already know what to do here, and do not worry about your wife's reaction. Her reaction is only feedback of where she is in her journey of trusting you. And my son, you have a ways to go before she's going to be fully trusting you and feeling safe with every decision you make. But it can come. You are on the path. You are trusting me and trusting yourself. You are taking the steps forward every day I am asking you to take. Me. It's scary. I'm feeling stretched. God, of course. You are stepping out in faith. That is where I want you to stay, in this place of walking by faith, not by sight. I have huge things for you. You know this, but you have never been ready before. You've never been willing to let go of the small fear mind and your story of unworthiness. But now you are opening up to the faith that will allow you to move mountains. You are not there yet, so keep stretching, and I will be with you. Me, yes, Father, I am all in. God, I know you are. Now sleep. I love you. I am with you. Life lesson. Walking by faith is by definition uncomfortable. Personal revelation. I will ask my wife tomorrow to schedule our first therapy session, and if she doesn't do it, I will do it. This is an urgent priority because I don't have time to ignore this, and I want this resolved so we can start rebuilding our marriage, assuming she is willing. So that was it. This was the truth that I could not avoid anymore. And so I want to share with you 3 lessons that come up for me as I reread that and as I think back of where I was at that time 3 years ago and where I am today. And so here's lesson number 1. Stop tolerating bullshit in your life or in your marriage. Stop tolerating it. For years, I tolerated it. For years, I avoided the confrontation because I hated conflict. I knew it was going to be uncomfortable, and I told myself, just keep the peace, keep everything calm, everything's going to be fine. But what I was really doing was not keeping the peace. What I was doing was surrendering my power. What I was doing was abdicating leadership. And when you tolerate lack of communication, disrespect, neglect, or this false peace, my brother, you are complicit in destroying that marriage. And I had to own that. Number 2, second lesson, is confront with urgency. I took way too long to confront all this stuff. And that was part of why it blew up so big when I finally did confront it, because it was problems that had been brewing for years, and I had just avoided it. And when you think about it, in business, high-achieving men like us, we know when something's broken. And how do we address it? We address it immediately. We address it quickly. But at home, in our family, in our marriage, we often just delay and avoid and hope it gets better. We tell ourselves it's going to be fine, she's going to be fine, but it never does. And as I journaled this, it was me saying, we're going to therapy now. We're not going next week. We're not waiting. We're not doing it someday. We have to do it now. And, as I look back on it, I think even then I waited too long. I was just kind of waiting and hoping everything would work out and everything would change and it'd be fine. But you have to confront issues with urgency. Little problems will become big problems if you don't confront them immediately. Third lesson, lead by faith, not fear. This was one of the reasons I avoided all the conflict. I was afraid. I was afraid of losing her. I was afraid of a fight. I was afraid of discomfort. I was afraid of her silent treatment. And I didn't know. I didn't know, and even this, I didn't know how my wife was going to respond. And I knew she might get angry, but God made it clear to me that you have to move forward anyway. You have to lead. You have to take the initiative. And that was what I had to do. Walking by faith means doing what you know you're supposed to do and need to do, regardless of the outcome, and not even knowing how it's going to turn out. And it's always going to be uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for me, but it is the only way that transformation happens, and it is the only way that things actually are going to get better. And here's the kicker. Therapy wasn't about fixing her. It was about me stepping up to lead. It was about me taking leadership in our marriage with clarity and truth and saying, I can't solve this problem. We can't solve it by ourselves. We need help, and we got to get it. And so this is something about being high achieving men. You can't outsource leadership in your marriage. You know you can't outsource leadership in your company. You can't outsource the leadership in your own life. And you can't outsource leadership in your own marriage. You either step up or everything burns to the ground. So for me, this was the big pivot. This was me refusing to keep living in this cycle of avoidance and running away from the problem. And transformation, true transformation, begins the moment that you stop tolerating the intolerable and you confront the truth and you act with urgency. And that's what I hope you take from this. That's what moving forward really looks like, is you have to lean into the uncomfortable. You have to lean into the collision. You have to lean into the truth. And at the end, whether it actually is able to save your marriage or it just makes it obvious that the marriage is already completely dead, you still have to lean into it and not just passively wait to see what happens or wait for her to decide. Stop wasting your life away waiting for your wife to take the leadership and make things okay. So if this episode resonated with you, if it hits you, I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. I hope you'll share this with another man that you know that needs this. If you have any comments or questions, drop a comment, drop a question in the comments below. And tell me this. Tell me in the comments, what is the one thing that you know you have tolerated or you tolerated way too long that you know has to change? And brother, don't fight this battle alone. I want you to go to divorcetovictory.com if this resonates with you, if you're in the divorce pit, and book a breakthrough call with me right now. Go to divorcetovictory.com. The link is in the description below, because tolerating bullshit, tolerating things that are not working, it just keeps you in the pit. And confronting it and leaning into it with faith, that's how you rise. So if you're there, something's got to give. Let it be you. So if this episode of Diary of a Divorce was powerful for you and you missed the first episode, click right here to watch the first episode. If you want to see the whole series, click right here. And if you are a man of faith and then you're in the divorce pit and you want to talk, click on the link in the description, divorcetovictory.com. Schedule a one-on-one breakthrough session with me, and let's talk.